You know the B-52 and the B-17, but can you name the other 50? This is the complete Boeing military catalogue. To kick things off, here is the early years. Boeing B&W seaplane. The very first design from what would become an aviation giant. Twin floats, simple wooden construction, humble beginnings for a company that would change the world. Then, Boeing GA-1, armoured triplane built for ground attacks. Heavy, slow, incredibly mean-looking. The entire design focused on one thing, keeping the crew alive against ground fire. Boeing GA-2. They tried fixing the weight problems from the first ground attacker. Only 2 were built before someone pulled the plug on the whole project. Boeing PW-9, sturdy mid-20s biplane that helped modernize the Army Air Service. Pilots loved its robust construction and the reliability you could actually count on. Boeing FB-5, naval version, designed for early carrier ops. Strengthened airframe meant it could handle those brutal deck landings without falling apart. Key step in naval history. Next, Boeing XP-9, the company's first monoplane fighter. That shoulder wing design was a bold departure from traditional biplanes, teaching valuable lessons about metal construction. Boeing P-12, classic biplane that pilots absolutely loved flying. Highly maneuverable, years of service, one of the last truly great biplane fighters before everything changed. Boeing F-4B, Navy version, serving on Lexington and Saratoga. Rugged reliability at sea made this the carrier pilot's trusted companion during the interwar years. Boeing P-26 Peashooter, fixed landing gear, wire-braced wings. This fighter transitioned the Air Force into modernity. Beloved design that served multiple air forces worldwide. Boeing XP-15, sleek prototype chasing high-altitude performance. Bridge between old biplanes and fast new monoplanes, pushing engine cooling technology to its limits. Boeing XB-15, massive experimental bomber so large the crew could crawl inside the wings. It paved the way for the heavy lifters that would later dominate. Boeing XP-7, experimental biplane with an upgraded engine. Never made production, but that flight data was gold during the rapid innovations of the 20s. Let's move on to the Golden Age and World War II. Boeing P-26 Peashooter, fixed landing gear, wire-braced wings. This fighter transitioned the Air Force into modernity. Beloved design that served multiple air forces worldwide. Boeing XP-15, sleek prototype chasing high-altitude performance. Bridge between old biplanes and fast new monoplanes, pushing engine cooling technology to its limits. Next, Boeing XP-8, testing new cooling systems in biplane form. Fast climber that never reached the assembly line but served as vital evolution in fighter design. Boeing XP-4, turbocharging for better altitude performance. Another experiment proving that engine performance was the real key to dominating the skies. The next one, Boeing Stearman Cadet, taught thousands how to fly during the war. Still performing at air shows today because this beloved biplane was practically indestructible for student pilots. Then, Boeing XB-17, original Flying Fortress prototype. 4-engine bomber that was shockingly fast and effective, stunning observers with speed and defensive firepower nobody expected. Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress, true World War II legend. Famous for bringing crews home even when riddled with holes, the symbol of American air power over Europe. Boeing YB-40, heavily armed B-17 escort loaded with extra machine guns. Sounded great until they realized it was too heavy to keep up once bombs were gone. Boeing XB-38, swapped radial engines for liquid-cooled power. Faster performance ended by a test fire. Always chasing more speed, even when things went wrong. Boeing XB-39, testbed with powerful Allison engines showing what the airframe could handle. Never saw combat but contributed valuable data for future developments. Boeing C-97 Stratofreighter. Based on the B-29, this massive transport moved troops and cargo globally. That distinctive double-bubble fuselage maximized internal space brilliantly. Boeing B-29 Superfortress, technological marvel with pressurized cabin. Premier long-range bomber carrying out the most famous missions of the Pacific Theater. Moving on to the strategic Cold War. Boeing KC-97 Stratofreighter, aerial refueling version, keeping early jets fueled during long missions. Strategic Air Command relied on this gas station in the sky for years. Then, Boeing B-50 Superfortress, advanced B-29 upgrade with more powerful engines and taller tail, the final propeller-driven bomber in America's primary strike force. Boeing B-47 Stratojet, swept-wing pioneer of the jet age. Sleek lines and incredible speed changed bomber aviation forever as part of nuclear deterrent strategy. Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, affectionately called the Buff, decades in service and still going strong as the backbone of air power, one of history's most successful aircraft. Boeing XB-55, proposed heavy bomber that never flew. Meant to replace the B-47, but cancelled as missile technology started stealing the spotlight. Moving on to the jet transports and special mission. Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker, the quintessential aerial refueler. Every modern military jet depends on this sky gas station. Global air operations would collapse without it. Boeing C-135 Stratolifter, transport version, moving high-priority cargo and personnel fast. Modified for dozens of specialized roles. Versatility at its finest. Boeing VC-137, first jet carrying the call sign Air Force One. Presidential transport bringing the highest office into the jet age with style. Boeing RC-135, sophisticated electronic surveillance platform gathering vital intelligence high above battlefields. Critical tool for national security and monitoring adversaries. Boeing EC-135, flying command post designed to control nuclear forces during national emergencies. Stayed on constant airborne alert for years during the Cold War. Boeing WC-135, weather reconnaissance with a special trick, detecting radioactive debris in the atmosphere. Helps enforce international nuclear treaties through constant monitoring. Boeing OC-135, designed for open skies treaty verification. Specialized cameras ensure arms control compliance, promoting transparency and trust between nations. Boeing E-3 Sentry. That massive rotating radar dish is unmistakable, provides total situational awareness, acting as eyes and ears for the entire Air Force. Boeing E-4 Nightwatch, advanced airborne command center built to survive nuclear blasts. Often called the Doomsday Plane, keeps government running no matter what happens. Boeing VC-25A, most famous aircraft in the world. Current Air Force One is a flying fortress and mobile presidential office combined. Now this is the Boeing E-6 Mercury, communications relay for submarines using very long antennas. Ensures the Navy stays connected with its fleet deep underwater. Boeing C-32 often serves as Air Force Two. Based on the 757 airliner, it carries the Vice President and other high-ranking officials reliably. The next one, Boeing C-40 Clipper, military version of the 737. Efficient, comfortable transport for leaders handling wide variety of passenger and cargo missions. Boeing P-8 Poseidon, modern maritime patrol jet, hunting submarines and conducting search and rescue. Packed with the latest sensors and weapons for ocean dominance. Boeing E-7 Wedgetail, advanced airborne early warning with a fixed radar fin, tracking hundreds of targets simultaneously. Next generation aerial surveillance. Moving on to vertical lift. CH-46 Sea Knight, tandem rotor marine workhorse. Decades hauling supplies and troops from ships to shore, agile and reliable in combat when it mattered most. CH-47 Chinook, heavy lift beast with two massive rotors. Can carry incredible loads, including entire vehicles and artillery, still vital for modern armies everywhere. Then, Ya-61, prototype utility helicopter that lost to what became the Black Hawk, featured innovative safety and performance designs that influenced future development. Boeing Vertol XCH-62, truly massive heavy-lift helicopter designed to carry armored vehicles. Budget cuts killed it, but the size was absolutely breathtaking. To wrap things up, modern experimental, drones and trainers. Boeing Skyfox, modernization project for older trainers. New engines and electronics extended service life, low-cost solution for training the next generation of pilots. Boeing X-32, experimental stealth fighter with a very unique look. Lost the Joint Strike Fighter contract, but that massive chin intake remains unforgettable. Boeing Bird of Prey, highly secretive stealth demonstrator testing advanced radar-evading tech. Unusual wing shape looks straight out of science fiction. Then, Boeing X-45, early unmanned combat aircraft, proving drones could handle complex strikes without pilots. Pioneer for future robotic wingmen. The next one, Boeing X-37, robotic spaceplane staying in orbit for years on classified missions. Pushes aerospace limits and lands itself on runways like regular aircraft. Up next, T-7A Red Hawk, newest Air Force trainer with digital design and advanced cockpit. Built to simulate modern 5th-gen fighters for the next generation, MQ-25 Stingray, carrier-based drone designed for aerial refueling, will extend carrier strike group range significantly. Major shift toward unmanned naval aviation. MQ-28 Ghostbat, advanced uncrewed aircraft flying alongside manned fighters. Uses artificial intelligence as a loyal wingman, providing extra protection and sensing.